This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Abnormality at a warehouse led to massive West Kingston gun seizure, says DCP Bailey. An abnormality at a warehouse in West Kingston on Friday morning is what led to the seizure of 21 firearms and more than 40 magazines. 3 high-powered M15 rifles and 18 handguns were among the weapons seized. Also seized were 2,216 rounds of ammunition and 51 magazines, including one that holds 100 bullets. Crime Chief Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey said authorities at the warehouse detected an anomaly sometime after 10 a.m. and the police were alerted. He told the news that the search of the warehouse began about 11 a.m. and was completed about 3:30 p.m. The crime chief declined to say where the shipment in which the weapons were found originated and where in Jamaica was the final destination. On Monday, 7 firearms and 16 rounds of 9mm cartridges were seized at the Seaboard Wharf in Freeport, Montego Bay, St. James. ACP Bailey said Friday's gun find, like the one in Montego Bay, involved several law enforcement agencies, including the Customs Department. It's a collaborative effort. There is an established arrangement that we have been working on together for years, he said of the agencies. We have an excellent working relationship in terms of contraband, be it drugs, be it guns, be it counterfeit items. Police name person of interest in gun seizure at Kingston Wharf. Detectives from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch have listed a woman as a person of interest in the investigation of the seizure of 21 firearms at a warehouse in Kingston on Friday. According to reports, she is Jadian Alicia Edwards of 3 East Greater Portmore, St. Catherine. Detectives believe she may be of assistance in the investigation. Edwards is being urged to turn herself into the Sea Talk before 12 p.m. on Saturday, March 5, 2022. Meanwhile, anyone knowing her whereabouts is being asked to contact the Sea Talk at 876-967-1389, Crime Stop at 311, or NIB at 811. Suspect held for popular Juta Tours driver's killing. Police Friday afternoon arrested a suspect in connection with the gruesome killing of popular Juta Tours operator Carlton Miller. Miller, otherwise called Blacks, formerly of Bel Air in Runaway Bay, St. Anne, was found dead with stab wounds and his feet bound in his car in a wooded section of Discovery Bay in the parish. The suspect, who is from Royal Palm in Runaway Bay, was arrested during an operation along Main Street in that town. Police told the news that a cellular phone, believed to have been stolen from Miller at the time of his death, was taken from the suspect. Police had reported that about 3 p.m. on January 20, residents of an area known as Bridgewater became suspicious when they saw a Toyota Wish parked along the roadway in a heavily forested area. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, Miller's body was found in the back seat of the car. It had multiple stab wounds and the throat was slashed. His feet were also bound. The police say they collected several sharp implements from the scene, including a pair of scissors. Upholsterer charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm. 28-year-old Omar Stewart, otherwise called Baw, an upholsterer of Water Street, Kingston, was arrested and charged on 2 counts of shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition in relation to an incident which occurred in his community on Saturday, February 11. Reports from the Denhamton police are that about 11:35 p.m., 2 men were traveling on a motorcycle along Water Street when they saw Stewart along with 2 other men exiting a pathway. One of the men pulled a firearm and opened gunfire at them before escaping in the area. Stewart was apprehended by the police on Monday, February 21, and placed on an identification parade where he was pointed out by the witness. He was charged on Thursday, March 3, and is awaiting a court date. Trelawney police list 9 wanted men. 9 men have been listed as wanted for various crimes by the Trelawney police ranging from wounding with intent to murder. Superintendent Carlos Russell, divisional head for the parish, shared that among the wanted is the alleged assailant in the murder of a woman earlier in January. Russell is asking the men to turn themselves in so that these matters can be settled. We are asking all these men to turn themselves over to the police as soon as possible, he said on Thursday. Junior Bennett, also known as a Big Shot, is wanted for the murder of 41-year-old farmer Garcia Williams. Williams was killed on her farm in Greentown on January 31, 2022. Twins Stanford and Eric Morrison are wanted for an incident of murder that took place in 2018 in Bounty Hall. They are also facing 2 counts of wounding with intent. They are known to frequent the Wakefield community. Brian Samuels, aka Bree, is wanted for the October 2021 murder of 57-year-old farmer Leroy Graham, who was beaten to death during an incident at a bar in Lorimers in the south of the parish. Also making the murder section of the list is Lascelles Wright, otherwise called the Booyah of Troy, who is wanted for a murder that was committed in the community in 2019. On the charge of shooting with intent is Tawane Ellis, also called T.Y., of a Low River address. This comes following an incident which occurred on March 8, 2021 in the community. Junior Clark, also called Thick Chest, is wanted for wounding with intent, while Colin McFarlane and Christian Davis are wanted for wounding with intent. Another goat farmer in Westmoreland killed. Several disgruntled goat farmers in Crowder Grange Hill, Westmoreland, are calling on the Westmoreland police to carry out more patrols in their community following the gruesome murder of another goat herder on Wednesday. The latest victim has been identified as a 70-year-old Aaron Scarlett of Crowder District in Grange Hill. He is the third goat herder to be robbed of his livestock and murdered in that community over the past 3 months. The concerned goat farmers said that an increase in the police presence was needed in the community as a deterrent to the hardcore criminals. Rasta was a good and honest, hard-working citizen, and every day him just focus on him farm and him goats. But the thief them come in and just kill him and take away him goats so, said a man who only gave his name as Eric. Scarlett's common-law wife Rosetta Somerville told the news that her partner left home about 7 a.m. on Wednesday for his goat farm, which is located in an area known as a Shaw Pen. After him go bush, me no see him come back. All in at the 10:30, me no see him come back, she said, noting that it was a taxi man who told her that her partner was killed at his farm. The distraught woman said she rushed to the location and attempted to view the body, but was stopped by a relative who feared she could get ill as a result of her medical condition. The Westmoreland police have reported that the elderly goat farmer was shot and chopped to death. Predial larceny is believed to have been the motive behind this latest attack. Scarlett's death comes 3 months after 2 other popular goat herders, 65-year-old Henry Jones, otherwise called a Mass Hen, and 44-year-old Brian Chambers, otherwise called Foley, both of the same community, were also killed in a similar fashion. Somerville told the news that she is now convinced that the goat herders are being targeted. Me believe there's somebody from close by involved in them things here, and a full time the police come in, because them a target the goat farmers them. Since the start of the year, a total of 24 persons have been murdered across the parish of Westmoreland. Court shaves 21 days off a 25-year sentence of child killer. A Westmoreland businessman who was slapped with a 25 years to life sentence for strangling a pregnant 14-year-old schoolgirl but was seeking a 50% reduction was left terribly disappointed yesterday after his sentence was only reduced by 21 days. Cornelius Robinson of Savannah Lamar in the parish had appealed his 2015 sentence on the grounds that it was manifestly excessive. Handing down its ruling yesterday, the Court of Appeal, in setting aside the sentence, only took note of the 21 days that Robinson had served before his imprisonment and substituted the sentence with a life sentence and a new stipulation for him to serve 24 years, 11 months, and 10 days. The fashion designer and photo studio operator, who who was a 37-year-old at the time of his conviction, had pleaded guilty to the murder of the Frome Technical High School student, Sontoya Campbell, who he had impregnated. The teenager, who was reported missing on January 26 after she left for school and did not return home, was found a day later wrapped in a garbage bag under the Cabaretta River Bridge near to the girls' school. Her body was found with her hands and feet bound and a cord around her neck. A post-mortem revealed that Campbell's death was due to the strangulation and that she was pregnant at the time of her death. Days after her body was found, Robinson was arrested and charged following investigations. The murder convict, who had not denied having sexual relations with the child, had reported that he had got angry and killed her after she had threatened to expose him to his wife and his mother. According to him, the teenager had demanded money from him to buy a Samsung phone and was using her pregnancy to blackmail him. But residents claimed that Robinson had murdered the teen because she had refused to abort the child and was planning to break the news about the pregnancy to her mother and Robinson's wife. However, when he appeared in court, Robinson waived his right to a preliminary hearing and pleaded guilty and was sentenced. However, he later appealed his sentence. His attorney at law, Lambert Johnson, argued that his client was entitled to a 50% reduction in light of his exceptionally early guilty plea, his good antecedents and community reports, as well as the fact that he was remorseful. However, Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions Natalie Malcolm and the Crown Counsel Dominique Martin argued against the reduction while contending that the aggravating factors in the case had outweighed the mitigating elements. They pointed to the aggravating factor, such as the manner in which the student was killed, while recalling that Robinson had confessed that he had squeezed her neck until she was lifeless, the manner in which Robinson had disposed of her body, and the fact that he had kept her body in his office for the entire day before later discarding her body at 11 p.m., noting that the child's mother had made an arrangement for Robinson to assist her daughter with her lunch money and that on the morning of the incident, the child had visited him for that reason. The prosecutors also highlighted that Robinson had not only murdered a child, but that the act was a betrayal of trust. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.